It was done by a Shiba Inu. Something shocking has just come out of the US administration. The Shiba Inu has finally arrived. At last we can move forward with our massive project that could bring Shiba Inu to 1 cent. A pod of whales has entered the fray. Approximately 160 billion Shiba Inus are currently in motion. Neither will they soon. Why is this taking place? When did I start to get so pumped up? Okay, I'll try to clarify. Important notice. Wow, this is just surreal. The Shiba Inu community is buzzing about a major announcement that came out today. Significant new crypto regulatory guidelines have been released by the US government. Why? The reason being that it now allows the much-anticipated Shiba Inu project to finally get underway. At long last we received approval. This is a huge yes. This could be the final push that gets everyone and new investors interested in Shiba Inu's initiative because it implies the project can finally move forward. Attention of a serious kind is required here. Increased interest in Shiba Inu's interest from possible investors, and well, you know the rest. As demand increases, prices tend to rise. Furthermore, you won't believe this. It has already taken place. A market watcher has noticed that Shiba Inu has recently broken through a significant level of resistance. The price is retaining its gains of about 3% so far, and the trend is extremely optimistic. We may soon witness a good surge even higher if buyers maintain this level of activity. The breakthrough appears to be genuine and has already begun. However, please be patient. As the US news gets everyone excited, somewhat oddly, one analyst noticed something that others could be overlooking. Recent on-chain data shows some very strong whale activity, which might shift the game. The last 2 days alone have seen a symbolic influx of almost 160 billion Shiba Inus. It's equivalent to 80 billion every day. A lot of people would look askance at that kind of behavior. In comparison to the rest of the market, what information do these major businesses possess? Based on the into-developed data, it is evident that the flows into Shiba Inu are positive. Massive purchases have been made by large holders, known as whales, who had been sitting on their hands for weeks. That massive daily rise occurred after the net flows had jumped from nearly nothing. This unexpected surge of activity may signal the beginning of a turning point, despite the fact that the overall picture still reveals some negative tendencies during the last month or so. A storm seems to be forming under the surface, and the market's largest players may be preparing for it ahead of everyone else. Let me tell you something shocking though. Are you aware that the recent behavior of whales could be connected to the announcement made in the US? Sure, let's go back a little and begin from the beginning. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, released a notice earlier today that has the potential to significantly impact the cryptocurrency industry. Stable coins that are pegged to fiat currency or extremely liquid assets and pegged to the US dollar directly are not deemed securities. They only stated. Wilder still, no longer will those involved in the creation or redemption of these stablecoins have to deal with the typical reporting hassles. That's fantastic news for all the projects and developers working in this area. Things are about to get interesting from here on out. In case you missed it in our earlier video, we revealed that the Shiba Inu team was hinting to a major development, their very own stablecoin. I'll refresh your memory in a flash. A plethora of exciting developments for the Shiba Inu ecosystem were announced by the team in 2021. Shiba, a stablecoin, a new reward token, and a collectible card game were all part of it. Move on to the present day. The Shiba Eternity card game and the Tret reward token have already been released, but that cryptocurrency, I am still not hearing anything. The original release date was 2022, but nothing has happened since then. Naturally, the community has been wondering what's going on since the developers haven't provided many updates. Well, Diarrhea, the Shiba Inu leader, did make a significant statement not long ago. While they await clear legislation about stablecoins, the team has been holding off. This may be the signal the Shiba Inu group has been hoping for, as the US government has officially withdrawn those guidelines. Now for something even more outlandish. The Shiba Inu team's post from yesterday gave the impression that the goal of Shiba Inu reaching 1 cent is genuinely gaining traction. Lucy has always been forthright about this, and she is the chief marketing for Shiba Inus. Although she acknowledges the possibility, she states that reaching the 1 cent milestone will not be accomplished in a single night. Taking a Shiba Inu to the next level requires time, patience, and most importantly, a major project. That project may be this stablecoin. Give it a moment of your attention. Shiba Inu's own stablecoin launch would be more than simply a neat feature. A game changer, that is. If this were to happen, Shiba Inu would go from being a meme coin to a major participant in the decentralized finance industry. The present tokens in the Shiba ecosystem, such as Shiba Inu, Bone and Leash, simply do not possess the stability that a stablecoin provides. Because of how rapidly their value fluctuates, it is difficult to use them for borrowing, lending, or even making basic payments. However, things change drastically when it comes to a stablecoin. Its value is stable and typically pegged to the US dollar, so users of Shiba Inu, the blockchain for Shiba Inus, can do real DeFi stuff without worrying about price fluctuations. The entire ecosystem would become more streamlined, user-friendly, and superior as a result. Stablecoins such as USDC or USDT exist outside of the Shiba Inu ecosystem and are now the go-to for holders looking to cash out or transfer their tokens into something more secure. People can remain immersed in the ecosystem at all times if Shiba Inu has its own stablecoin. That boosts activity, keeps funds moving through the Shiba network, aids in adoption growth, and ultimately enhances the project as a whole. Greater users, higher demand, and greater attention are the results of all that. Then, that is the precise method by which the Shiba Inu pricing can begin to approach the elusive goal of 1 cent. This is becoming more than simply empty rhetoric. The latest movements of whales are a direct reflection of this. Those with deep pockets have started buying Shiba Inus, and they don't do it mindlessly. Is there anything they might know? Who knows? Maybe someone's talking, or there's a leak. This is obviously bullish, whatever it is. Quite optimistic. This further demonstrates that the US government's declaration is more than a dull legal update, it is already influencing Shiba Inu in a meaningful way. Now that the team is free to proceed with the project they have been putting off, it seems like all the pieces are fitting together. Shiba Inu holders could experience a dramatic upheaval in their lives if this materializes and the stablecoin is introduced as planned. This has the potential to eliminate a portion of the price's zeros. It could repeat its 2021 demise if additional investors get involved. Do you recall that? When the Shiba Inu went from being a parody to making real money in an instant. Time has passed since then. We may be staring at another such moment on the horizon now that everything is aligning the way it is. It's noteworthy and thrilling. Looking at the broader perspective, the future of Shiba Inus is really more promising than it has been in the past. Lucy, the head marketer for Shiba Inus, recently tweeted a comparison between the dog breed and cryptocurrency. I can see that kind of promise. In her opinion, focusing on Shiba Inus is the way to go if you want your product to generate buzz. Put your words into action to earn your position. Did she say that? Create the items. It is easy. You were free to construct anything you wanted around the Shiba Inu. To be honest, I agree with her. The Shiba Inu has gained a lot of popularity beyond its meme status.